Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Room. Today I've got this card for you using the High Tide and Beautiful You stamp set from Stampin' Up. I also use the sentiment here from Guy Greetings, which I think you'll find now is retired, but I only use the sentiment from that set. So it's basically using the High Tide stamp set and the Beautiful You. Now, because I'm trying to keep my tutorials to around 20 minutes or less, I'm going to do this in a part 1 and part 2 series. So today we're just going to do all the background, like the sky, the moon, the water and the sand, and then in the next video we'll come back and we'll finish off the card and make it a completed card. So we'll get started. So I'll just grab a piece of grid paper. So this is the stamp set that I'm using today, even though I'm doing mainly a lot of it with my sponge brayer and a dauber and ink pads. I am going to be using this sand image and also the water image, okay? So to start with, I've got a piece of shimmery white which measures 5 1/4 inches by 3 7/8 of an inch, and we're going to be doing it that way. And I'm going to mask the moon. Now, I always talk about the eclipse masking tape, so I'll just show it for those who haven't seen it. And it comes in a roll and it's really sticky on this side. So all I did was use my 1 1/2 inch punch and punched out a circle. And because it's really sticky one side, that's going to stick down very nicely for my moon. And then I just give it a good rub, and it's a lot better than using the post-it notes, but that's up to you. I get this off of eBay, so if you just search on eBay eclipse masking tape, there might be somewhere near you. I'm in Australia and I have to get it from America, so you know, always have a roll on hand. So to start with, for the sky, we're going to use Tempting Turquoise to start with. So just going to sponge that up, and I'm just going to put a few layers across there. I wanted to do it in a part 1 and part 2 because I didn't want to rush. And I know some of you don't like me to show all the sponging, but there are some subscribers out there that like to see it from start to finish. So because it's such a detailed card, and it's not one of those cards you make in 5 minutes, I decided that I would do part 1 and part 2, and that's going on quite well, but I really want it to be quite dark up the top there. So I'll just keep going till I just get under the moon, which I'm nearly there now. A bit darker right up the top there. So you just decide what colour combo you want to use and you start from there. So then I'm going to bring in a little bit of rich raspberry, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dauber, and I'm just going to ink it up, give it a stamp off, because I just want to bring in, it's a strong colour, and I just want to bring a little bit in under that moon. And I'd rather take my time and stamp it off and bring it across so that you're going to get that nice smooth, so the colours blend in really nicely together. Now you can see that I'm just going around the bottom of the moon a little bit as well. Even though I've used the Tempting Turquoise to do the sky, it's nice to bring in a really rich colour to just complement that sky, because when we remove our mask of the moon, it's going to really show that nice rich raspberry colour as well. So I like to turn it to do the other side, and now I just want to bring a little bit right across, not a lot, because it's mainly under the moon that I wanted the colour. So next we're going to add some soft sky, which is going to be the water, and we can always come back in with those colours later if I feel I need to. So I'm just getting the soft sky, and you notice I'm not changing the brayer. I'm just going to bring in that soft sky. Now I've just got to think that I want to bring the sand from there down an angle and across there. So I don't really want to be, I've got to be, because the lighthouse needs to sit up on the sand. So to start with, I'm just going to go over that rich raspberry so that this soft sky blends in. And remember, I'm going to bring the sand right up to that corner. So that's why I'm not coming down too far. And that rich raspberry is a beautiful colour, and we're going to use that in the lighthouse when we do part 2. Sometimes I even draw a pencil line, like as a guide where the sand is going to be. So I'm just blending that soft sky over the rich raspberry because I really want that to blend in. The ideal is so that the colour is seamless. And once you've got the lighthouse on there, it just changes the whole aspect of it. So I'm just bringing this water down to here. So I'm not going right over there anymore. So I just want to bring that water down to about there. Because remember, we've got to have Our Lady standing on the sand. So I'm sort of coming down on an angle now, but you might prefer to draw a rough pencil line just to help you. And you won't have to rub it out because the ink will go right over it. So just a little bit more down there. So I'll most probably come back in with that colour, but I'm just going to grab the Sahara sand now and I'm going to do the sand. So I'll just do the bottom. And if you don't think the Sahara sand is a deep enough colour for you, you could use early espresso, or you could use soft suede, something like that, just depending on what you like. So I'm just bringing up the Sahara sand to meet the water up here. And that's blending really nicely. So I most probably could have done it in one video, but I thought this way you're not having to, and then you can get you can do your background before you see part 2 if you like, and then you'll be ready to continue on. High Tide and Beautiful You are fabulous stamp sets to create scenes, which my subscribers know I love to create scenes. There's another stamp set, is called Sitting Here. It's another great one to create scenes. So we'll do that one day too. So I'm just going to put a bit more sand there because I want my lady to sit up, and then a bit more up there. Maybe it's just a personal thing. But I'm not into fast forwarding my, I don't really know how to fast forward it, but I just like you to see the techniques from start to end. So, you know, you can always fast forward it, but you may miss out on something I've suggested by doing that. So that's entirely up to you. I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And we're nearly finished the background. So I don't think that was too painful. So the only other thing I would do is I'd bring my soft sky back in and just go back over that. Okay, so then we just remove the moon, just get underneath it. And then we've got a beautiful crisp moon. So you can see how great that masking tape is. Eclipse masking tape it's called. So that's the basic so far. That's the background. And so then in the next video we'll be doing the lighthouse, the birds, the sentiment and the lady, and a little bit of paper piercing. So thank you for watching part 1. Make sure you look out for part 2. It'll be coming only in another couple of days. So please subscribe so you don't miss it. And until next time, happy crafting.